Have you ever felt like you're watching life from behind glass? You're there, you smile, you participate, but something feels slightly removed. Do you need hours, sometimes days, of silence just to feel normal again? Does your mind constantly scan the room? Not because you're afraid, but because you're measuring. Who seems irritated? Who seems bored? Whether you said too much or not enough. Most people call this introversion. They say you're just quiet, sensitive, deep. But what if that's not the whole story? What if you're quiet is something your nervous system learned long before you could explain it? Stay with me. You've probably always been the easy one, the low-maintenance one, the mature one, the good listener. You didn't demand attention. You didn't create chaos. You adapted. People praised you for it. But what they didn't see was how much you were monitoring. You don't just hear words, you hear tone shifts, breathing changes, micro-expressions. You feel tension before anyone names it. And that's exhausting. You leave social events drained. Not because you hate people, but because your brain never clocked out. While others were talking, you were calculating, editing yourself in real time, adjusting your energy, tracking emotional temperature. And somewhere inside, there's that quiet ache, that feeling of being alone in a crowded room. Not dramatic loneliness, just distance. You care deeply, but closeness feels complicated. Attention feels exposing. Conflict feels destabilizing. And silence feels safer than being misunderstood. So you tell yourself, I'm just introverted. And maybe you are. But maybe you also learned that taking up space felt unsafe. Let's slow this down. There's something called emotional neglect. Not abuse, not chaos, not shouting. Absence. It's not what happened. It's what didn't happen. It's when feelings weren't attacked, but they weren't truly noticed either. You were fed, clothed, provided for, but your emotional world mostly managed alone. Imagine a smoke detector that lives in a house with constant low-level smoke. It becomes sensitive, always scanning. That's hypervigilance, and hypervigilance can look a lot like introversion. Your nervous system learned, if I read the room fast enough, I'll stay safe. If you grew up needing to anticipate moods, you became skilled at emotional prediction. You developed strong emotional intelligence. But here's the hidden cost. Your brain stayed in alert mode. Overthinking isn't weakness. It's pattern recognition turned inward. You analyze conversations because your system believes small shifts matter, and once they probably did. When a child shares excitement and receives distraction, they don't explode. They adapt. They shrink. They learn. My emotions are inconvenient. So they become self-contained, independent, low needs. But sometimes independence is simply isolation that learned to look strong. Your nervous system did what it was designed to do. It protected you, but protection and personality are not the same thing. Imagine you're at a dinner with friends, everyone's laughing, you're engaged, but internally your radar is on. Did I interrupt? Was that joke too much? Did their expression change? By the time you get home, you're exhausted, not from conversation, from tracking. Or picture this. You're in a relationship. You don't ask for much. You handle your own emotions. But the moment your partner seems slightly distant, your mind spirals. What did I do? Did I miss something? Are they pulling away? You don't explode. You withdraw. Because somewhere in your system, distance once meant danger. At work, mild feedback feels heavier than it should. A neutral comment lingers for days. Not because you're fragile, but because your body learned to take subtle shifts seriously. And here's the part most people don't talk about. Solitude feels regulating. When you're alone, your shoulders drop. Your breathing slows. No scanning, no adjusting, no emotional calculations. Silence feels like control. But sometimes in that silence, there's also longing. To be understood without over-explaining. To be seen without shrinking first. That tension, wanting connection but fearing the cost of it, is not simply introversion. It's adaptation. So ask yourself gently, when you're alone, do you feel peaceful or protected? When someone praises you, do you feel proud or exposed? When conflict appears, do you communicate or disappear? Do you call yourself independent because it feels empowering, or because relying on others never felt stable? When you think about childhood, were strong emotions welcomed or redirected, minimized? Did you become the mature one early? And now, do you still live that role? Maybe you truly are introverted. Maybe you genuinely love quiet. There's nothing wrong with depth, nothing wrong with needing space. But maybe some of your silence was shaped, not chosen. Maybe your awareness is strength built from adaptation. Maybe your independence was necessity. And maybe there is nothing broken about you. Your nervous system learned how to survive. It read the room, it stayed small, it kept you safe. And now you're simply becoming aware of it. Not to fix yourself, not to erase who you are, but to gently separate who you are from what you had to become. And sometimes that awareness alone is enough to soften something inside.